Alright, Net 201, Land WAN, week 3. This is the end of the week, Thursday. We're finishing up VLANs. We were supposed to take the test today, but we didn't get that far. Dynamic trunking protocol, we talked a little bit about that. We did quite a review, plus some new stuff dealing with switches. We started with the idea of hooking two switches together, and we talked about how the MAC addresses are learned. So it was quite a bit of review, but we wanted to make sure we had that down. Then we talked about what happens if we put those two switches and we created VLANs on them. We had a black VLAN, a red, and a blue. And then we talked about we could connect the VLANs together to communicate between the switches. Or eventually then we talked about how we can create a trunk between them, and then with 802.1q we can set it up so that the frames can be tagged when moving from one switch to another across the trunk, and then they can end up in the correct VLAN on the other switch. And we need to have that down before we move forward. Then we talked about the fact that we can have a native VLAN in which traffic will be put into if it's not tagged. More or less it comes from a switching device that does not do VLANs, and so the frames would not be tagged. We talked again a little bit about the internet, the layers, talked about packet switching a little bit, and then we demoed our environment here at the college. I showed them our wireless and how we use VLANs with the wireless, a little bit about VLANs. We looked at the switch and the different rooms and switches, and how all of ours in our IST area is on the same network except for a little bit of the wireless. And we showed how the MAC addresses show up in the switching devices. So that was it for today. We are going to take the assessment Tuesday on this chapter and jump right into the next chapter. And that's it.